Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Norway. Welcome to Stavanger. Welcome to the Radisson Blu Atlantic here at Stavanger for the 5th Gas Fuel Ship Conference 2014 arranged by Motorship. We have a few important messages to give you today, because one of the reasons why we can have this conference is, of course, that there is a lot of support and willingness in the industry to promote the conference and to support the actual conference itself. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, which are the gold sponsor, DNV GL. Thank you very much. We have a silver sponsor, which is Bureau Veritas, as well as Wärtsilä Norway. We also have a sponsoring for the conference dinner by General Electric Maritime. There are a delegate back sponsor, kindly provided by Lloyd's Register. Our water, the pads, the pen sponsor is Rolls-Royce. Vestovel LNG are sponsoring the badges, the lanyards by Honeywell, Process Solution, the lunch by Barents Naturgas, and the day one coffee break by ABS. And lastly, Scamgas for their very convenient waterproof hat that we will hopefully not have to use, but in any event we can use during our technical visits. You will also have noticed in the coffee break area there are a lot of exhibitors out there. It's DNV GL, Bureau Veritas, all the other sponsors, I think, as well as a few others like Techno Veritas, Trelleborg Marine Systems, Vincetti Engineering, and they are all exhibiting their various products, and you should definitely use the time in the coffee break. There should be ample time to see all the nice products provided. Also tonight we will have the conference dinner. You will notice that it is not at the hotel. It is at an off-site location called Sjöhusen Restaurant. It's at 7:30 p.m. and it's only about 15 minutes walk from here, and the organizers have provided maps for your convenience. Now let's move on to a welcoming address by myself, because unfortunately we have the director from the Norwegian Shipowner Association, Harald Solberg. He has sent his apologies. He could not come today. So I will try to bring you through a quick intro about what this is all about the next 2 days. But before we do that, let's look a little bit about last year's conference and how that actually concluded. This is a bit of the closing slide from last year. And what you will see here is a kind of a traffic light system. Those of you attending will remember that clearly. And these various aspects that were discussed during the conference were assessed in the end and kind of concluded how far are we at actually meeting the demands or the requirements for bringing LNG in as a viable fuel for the industry. And as you can see, there are only one green spot here, and we are all very well aware of that green spot. It is very much just around the corner. But there's also a lot of amber spots on the slide here, and it really indicates last year we concluded there was still a way to go. And of course the global LNG supply chain, that is definitely a red spot on this one. But before we move into this, we should also remember that just last week the IMO Marine Safety Committee met in London and discussed items of relevance to this conference, and one of them is to note that the draft IGF code, which has been under development for quite some time, have actually reached a state where the implementing regulation have been approved by MSC, and it actually means that we can adopt probably at the next MSC meeting in June 2015. There was also quite a discussion going on, has been going on for some time, about the protective tank location on board ships with LNG. Two methods has been proposed. They were kind of linked, and there was a fear, I think, going into the MSC meeting last week, that the result could actually jeopardize to quite some extent the efforts that there is sought with this conference and with the industry in general to bring LNG in as a viable fuel in industry. It was resolved. There was a compromise made. Those two methods were completely delinked. There are now in the draft code two methods that might actually give you two distinct different results, and you can pick and choose which one you would like. That is what I'm told is the outcome of MSC. We still need to see it in print, but at least there is not a complete, negative result coming out of this that could prevent LNG from actually materializing. There was also agreed training requirements for crew, I presume to be moved into the STCW convention, but again we need to see the text. But all this means that we can see the IDF code coming into force for new ships, new facilities sometime in 2017. So at least we now have a point in the horizon where we know what the rules are. And then, of course, we should not forget completely that there is a general discussion about what is actually a low flash point fuel. Irrespectively, we have today the 60 degrees C limit in SOLAS. It has been proposed by some to lower this to maybe 52 degrees. It was not completely thrown out by MSC, and what will happen now is that one of the subcommittees, I can't remember which one it is, will deliberate on actually the safety critical aspects of a possible lowering. But what we have is, of course, in any event, an IDF code that can deal with fuels lower than whatever the limit in SOLAS is going to be in the future. So now moving into the conference we are having ahead of us. We discussed, Martin Shaw, my fellow chairman for tomorrow, and I and the organizers looked at about these themes we could discuss at this conference. And one of the themes that will be deliberated during the next 2 days will be the demand for LNG. What is the pricing? What are the economic factors that drives a demand for LNG in this field? There is a possible link to regulations in this as well, and I just talked about the IDF code. It's also about the ships, the actual ships, the fitting in the ships, the technology we have on board, the technology now, the technology in the future. It's about bunkering, safety aspects of bunkering, and of course regulations and possible international standards to regulate and to guide the players in this field. And lastly, we will discuss supply of LNG, the global LNG supply chain, safety and regulation associated with it. What are the norms in that part of the industry compared to what we are going to develop for a LNG as marine fuel in the industry. These are the themes, and they have all, as you know, from the program been thrown into some sessions. We will start out today with existing and future technology for LNG fuel ships. We'll look at the tonnage that are out there. We'll look at what is planned, conversion to LNG, possible roadblocks in the infrastructure, supply chain, some strategies maybe for looking at bunkering. And lastly, we'll finish tomorrow with some roundtable discussion focusing on the themes I had on my previous slide. This is what we have ahead of us, and I will now just briefly touch upon the two technical visits that are planned as well. Tomorrow night there is a visit to MS Stavangerfjord to witness an LNG bunkering. I don't know how far we're going, but I presume it's not that far because it's in the evening. And Thursday morning there is a visit to the Scangas LNG production terminal. And with that we will move in to the keynote session for today. And I will now go down here and introduce the first speaker, which is Anders Mikkelsen, who's a Master of Science and a leader of the business development at DNV GL Maritime Advisory. And Anders will tell us about the global LNG fleet, give us an update of what it looks like. Anders has a degree in naval architecture and marine engineering from the University of Science and Technology and the National University of Singapore. Before joining DNV Maritime Advisory, he spent 2 years at DNV Class, working at the head office in Norway, as well as on yards in Southeast Asia. He has been part of and managed large capacity building projects for major yards and ship owners, and he was also working at the DNV office in Singapore from 2008. Anders now works, as I said, as business development leader at DNV GL Maritime Advisory, and he is responsible for the global business development of LNG as fuel. Anders, please take the podium and tell us what we have out there.